Hi, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. It is the day before Thanksgiving, and I am in the kitchen just like you are, trying to figure out what sides I'm going to make for my Thanksgiving dinner. Hopefully, you guys have decided what you're going to make, done your shopping, and have started to prepare some parts of your meal, or at least have an idea on what you're going to make for Thanksgiving. So today I am going to show you guys how I make my collard greens, and I'm going to cook them with turkey tails. So I have the things here that we need, but before we get started, if you are new to the channel, hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button so that when I do more videos, you'll be one of the first people to see. I'm wearing my In the Kitchen with Alethea black shirt tonight. Um, I figure if I get any food on it or anything, it's good to hide anything that might get on my top. So we do have these available in stock. So they are unisex. And, like I said, it's got the logo on it, and we have them in all sizes. So you can find it at Alethea Kitchen Corner, at Alethea Owens on TikTok. So we have them there if you would like to purchase one. So I've already washed my hands, and let's go through all the ingredients that you're going to need to make the collard greens. So you're going to need some all-purpose seasoning, some Sazon here. I keep it packaged here, but this is Sazon. Let's see, what else? You're going to need some collard greens. These are the collard greens that have been triple washed, and they're already cut up for you. So this is a huge time saver, but it's pretty late. I got these this morning. So I don't know if you could still find those in your supermarket. You have to kind of get them early because they do run out. They are a huge time saver so that you don't have to take them off the stems. You don't have to cut them up. It saves time in doing all that. But if you can't find these, then get the regular collard greens and just take them off the stem, cut them up, and of course, wash them well. So then we're going to need some onion powder, some crushed red pepper. I use onion in my collard greens. I'm going to use a chicken bouillon in my collard greens, some sugar in my collard greens, and last but not least, the turkey tails. So I really like turkey tails in my smoked turkey tails in my collard greens, but I can't always find them. So sometimes I could find smoked turkey wings. I've even seen turkey necks. I don't know that I would use those because they don't really have a lot of meat on it for my taste. But I mean, if you couldn't find either turkey tails or smoked turkey wings, and you did see smoked turkey necks, then I guess you could use those. But I never have. So, but today I'm using the turkey tails. So let's get started. So we're going to use one turkey tail because these are very meaty. If you have one that's relatively small, then I would say use two. But these are relatively meaty, and I think one is going to be quite enough. So we're going to use one, and then we're going to just add this to our pot, and our pot has about 4.5 cups of water. So we're going to just put this in the pot. So we've put our turkey tail in the pot. We are going to turn our eye on. And you can put it on, I guess, medium high, so that it's going to come to a boil and it's going to cook. And you want to cook this until it's fork tender. So that's going to cook probably about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, or until it's fork tender. The smaller ones will take less time, and the bigger ones will take a little bit more time. So just keep checking it after about an hour and 10 minutes, and just make sure that it's tender. So we are going to just open our greens here and get them ready for when they're going to go into a pot. And this is about a pound of greens. So I would say this would feed about 3 or 4 people. If you've got a number of people coming over for your holiday meal and you've got 4 to 6 people, I would get 2 bags of these, because these collard greens, they cook down. It looks like a lot in the bag, but by the time you cook them, it's cooked way down. So you want to have enough for everybody to have a good amount. And I think if you've got 2 bags of these for 4 to 6 people, you should have plenty. So that should be enough. So while our turkey tails are cooking, we are going to chop up some onions so that our onions will be ready to go in the greens when it's time. So tell me what you guys put in your greens when you make your collard greens. Do you put pork in your greens? Do you put chicken in your greens? I would love to know what you guys put in your collard greens. I used to do it with ham hocks, but it seems today that most people have gotten away from that, and it seems to be more popular to put turkey parts in it. And also it gives you the same flavor, the smoky flavor. So a lot more people have seemed to use that now. So I know when I first learned how to cook collard greens and my mother taught me, she used ham hocks. So we would use that, and when you start cooking, you do what you learn, or you do what you know. So that's what I did. But like I said, I do it a little differently now. It still tastes just as good. So and this is how I've been doing it. So we have our onion here that we're gonna chop. I'm gonna just cut up a little bit of it. Let me just get a little bowl here. Hold on one moment. So I'm going to chop the onions and put them right in here until we're ready for them. So what are you guys doing for your Thanksgiving? Are you guys going to visit family? Are family coming to your houses? What are you doing? I would like to know what you're doing. Send me some comments on what your plans are for Thanksgiving and what are your side items that you are making today before Thanksgiving, or if you even start the day before Thanksgiving. I find that I generally start the day before Thanksgiving because I am working my 9 to 5 on Thanksgiving. So for me, it's easier to start my sides the day before so that the day of, there's not a lot of cooking to do. There's going to still be a few things to cook, but for the most part, there won't be a lot of things to cook. So if you are like me and like some other people who may be working on Thanksgiving or and working the day before and working on Thanksgiving, you know, these are time savers that you can do to make your holiday cooking a little bit easier for you. You know, you can make a few items the day before and prep, and then when you finish your work day from your 9 to 5, there's not a ton of things that you still have to cook before you and your family have your holiday dinner. So that's what I'm doing today. Um, I am cooking some things today. I had to shop and get some items today, so traffic was really crazy. And guys, please, please, please be careful. I mean, I cannot tell y'all. There's been a lot of wrecks today. Unfortunately, starting last night when I was out, people are just getting in car wrecks. I mean, just please be careful. I mean, the holiday is among us. This is the time that, you know, we want to enjoy family members. This is a happy time. I really wouldn't want somebody to get hurt, you know, trying to get to the store. You forgot some items and you're rushing and you just not focused on the road. So I can't tell you, just please be careful. Nobody needs to find out that one of your loved ones is sick or whatever, or got in an accident because, you know, of something that happened. So again, just be cautious, you know, and just take your time, because this is supposed to be a happy time for you and your family, and hopefully it will be just fine. So just take your time. But like I said, write me a comment and let me know what you guys are doing for your holiday. Are you going out of town for your holiday, or are you staying at home and family members are coming to you this year? So I'm staying home this year, and we are doing the cooking this year. So like I said, starting a little early, and you know, I've got to work my 9 to 5. So you know, this is what we do when we have to work our 9 to 5, but we still want to have a nice holiday. So yeah. So our onions are just about cut up, and we are going to put these in our collard greens that we're making for our Thanksgiving meal tomorrow. I've made some other sides already. I've made my cornbread stuffing. I've shown you guys that recipe that I do. So I do a cornbread stuffing on the side and not inside the turkey. So I also did that today. I shopped for the ingredients and I also made it. And now I'm making the collard greens for our holiday meal. And then once I'm done with this, I'll be making the baked ham. um, for our holiday meal, and then tomorrow the other things. So I'm going to also be doing a video on showing you guys the baked ham. So watch out for that as well. So just a few more chops and I think our onions will be good to go. And they'll be ready for our collard greens. You don't want them too big and then not too small. Just a medium dice is going to be fine. No one wants to chop into or bite into a chunky onion. So just cut it where, you know, it's not a big chunk. Okay, so I think that's fine. So we have our onions here, and this is about a half of an onion. This was a big onion, so I would say either a half of golf ball size onion should be enough for this bag of greens. Remember, this is about a pound of greens. I think it's, yeah, it's a pound of greens. So if you're going to do 2 of these, I would do the whole onion. So that will be enough for the 2 bags. So we're going to just put our onions on here. Looks like a lot because they're all chopped, but the onions is going to give your greens a real good flavor once they go in. So we have them here, and we're going to just keep them here until our turkey tails have cooked for some time and they're fork tender. So I'm going to be back once our turkey tails have gotten tender, and we will continue from there. So I'll see you guys when I come back. Hey everybody, so it's the day before Thanksgiving and we are making collard greens. We started by putting a turkey tail on the stove, and it's been cooking about an hour and 10 minutes, and it's tender. I just checked it. Fork goes right through it. So we're adding our collard greens, and the collard greens I have are the triple washed collard greens that are found in the bag. Like I said earlier, if you can't find these, you can just get the regular collard greens that you find in the vegetable section of your grocery store. And you just take it off the stem and you cut them and then you wash them. These have already been washed and cut. So I'm going to add them to our pot now. So they're going to go right into the pot. And that saves so much time on not having to wash it and cut it. This is a really good useful tool when you have a lot of cooking to do, so it saves on prep time. So we're going to add the whole bag, and then we're also going to add our onions that we chopped up now. We chopped up some onions earlier, and we're going to put those in now as well. So we're going to put in half, sprinkle it in. We're going to add some of our seasonings. We've got some all-purpose seasoning that's going in. About 2 teaspoons of that. This is another greens seasoning that I use. Any all-purpose green seasoning that you can find will work. Got some onion powder that I'm going to use. And that's about a tablespoon of onion powder. I'm going to use some crushed red pepper here. And just a little of this. You don't want a lot of this. Maybe about a half a teaspoon. Not everybody likes their greens spicy. So if you and all the other family members do like your food spicy, then I would say put maybe a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half if everybody likes it. Going to put a whole packet of Sazon. I'm going to add some 1 chicken bouillon to give it extra flavor. So if you don't have chicken bouillon, you can leave it out, but I just like to give it extra flavor. So we're going to just add 1. If I could get it open. There we go. So we're going to add 1 bouillon. Just sprinkle it in. Break it up and sprinkle it in. And then we're going to do the same thing. We'll add the rest of the greens. And then the same thing that you did, just add the rest of the onions. I kind of layer it so that there's seasoning on every layer. Some more of the green seasoning. All-purpose seasoning. And a little bit more Sazon. I'm just going to add just a smidge of sugar. And just let them cook down. They smell so good, y'all. Oh my God. These greens are smelling good. Yum, yum, and yum. One thing I will say about the greens that come in the bag, you have to be careful about the stem. If you're not a person that likes the stem, then I would remove those. I don't mind them. I like some of the stems in my greens. It gives it a little bit more of a texture. So I don't mind it, but if you don't like the stem, then I would just remove that part before you put the greens in the pot. So these are going to cook for about another hour or so. And then we're going to check them to make sure they're tender. And then I will show y'all what they look like when they're done. So I'm going to come back when they're done and I'll give you guys a look. All right, I will see y'all when we get back. Okay, everybody, so we are going to take our turkey tails out and we're going to just cut it up, and then we will add our meat back to our greens that have been cooking. So it's, like I said, it's fork tender. We're going to just remove it. And then we'll just cut it up and shred it. We're going to let our greens continue to cook while we cut up our turkey tails. And then we're going to return the meat back to the pot of greens. right, y'all, so let's cut up our meat that we put into our greens. And like I said, I just put one for the 1 pound bag of greens that we had. That was certainly big enough, but if you are making more than one bag, then you could also add more turkey tails if you like, but I felt like one was enough. It's really up to you though, whatever you want to do. But in my opinion, this is plenty. You just want enough to flavor the greens. And they're very meaty, so it really does yield quite a bit of meat to season up the greens. And then I just cut it up into smaller pieces so that it could further flavor your pot of greens that you're making. Not too big and not too small. Smells so good. Oop. Just cut it up. This is something that you can get if you have family members that's coming over to help you cook your dinner and you want to start on your next side dish or the next dish that you're going to make for your holiday meal. This is something that you can ask another family member to cut up for you and then just add it back to the pot of greens. Really simple. You're just cutting up the meat to smaller pieces so that it's going to flavor your greens even further. This is the bone, so yeah. And all this is just from one turkey tail. I mean, as I said, these were very meaty, so I felt like one was plenty for that bag of greens that we did. But if you are someone who really likes your greens very meaty and you wanted to add more than one, by all means, you can do that. You're cooking in your kitchen for your family. You do what you like. But I feel for the bag that I'm making here in my house, this is enough meat for those greens. So we're going to add it to the greens and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so we have added our turkey tails back to the greens. We're going to stir that in and let them cook for just a little bit longer. Let the meat and the greens blend well, and then we're going to be done pretty soon. So these have been cooking for about 40 minutes. They are just about done. And this is what they look like, guys. It's got the turkey meat, turkey tails in it. We did our greens here. Don't those look delicious? They smell wonderful. Delicious. They're going to finish up cooking, and then we're going to give them a taste. Okay, guys, so when we come back, we're going to try our greens and see how they turned out. I'll see y'all when we come back. All right, y'all, our greens are done, so let's see what they're looking like. Let me show y'all what they look like. They look delicious. They got the smoked turkey tails in them, and they look like they're done to me. Let's serve us up some to see what they're giving. Take them off the fire and see what they look like. Okay. We can turn off our fire. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look good? So bomb. They smell great. Can't wait to taste that. Got the onions in there, smoked turkey tails, and we've let them cook down until they're tender. Now remember, we saved ourselves some time because we bought the ones that were triple washed and they were already cut so that we didn't have to do that part. So we're going to just go ahead and serve us up some and see what it's giving. Get some out of the bowl, out of the pot here. So good. So hot. Can't have Thanksgiving without greens. It's a tradition in my house. Let's see what it tastes like. Still hot. So these have been cooking for about almost 2 hours. We let our turkey tails cook first until that got tender. And then once that got tender, we removed it and we chopped it up and we shredded the meat, and then we added the meat back to the collard green pot so that it could continue to flavor the rest of the greens. And then that cooked for another, I would say another hour. So let's give it a try. I don't want to burn my mouth. I love greens. It's so good. And at the end, you taste the crushed red pepper, the back of your throat. So good. So good. It's not too spicy. It's tender and very flavorful. You guys have to try this recipe. But you have to make sure that you let the turkey tails get tender first. Let the turkey tails get tender. And then you add the greens. And then you put the onions in it as well. Well, guys, that's it for our collard greens. I am going to continue to make the rest of my sides to go with my holiday meal. Thank you for spending time in the kitchen with me. And again, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button so that for the next video, you won't be sure to miss it. Again, if you're looking for t-shirts like these, you can find them at Alethea Kitchen Corner, at Alethea Owens, at Alethea Owens on TikTok. So again, these are unisex. They come in black and also white. I also have aprons. Hang on one second. Let me get you an apron. I also have aprons available as well, like these. Also available at Alethea Kitchen Corner, at Alethea Owens TikTok. We also have unisex caps, baseball caps in black and white, and also there's another apron that you'll find on the website as well. Well, guys, thank you for spending time with me in the kitchen with Alethea, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Most of all, be safe and enjoy your time with your family. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye.